I'm of the personal belief that the mindset of how stories are made is fundamentally wrong. People have got lost in the tradition of analysing stories so that we can understand how to make them. And the result of analysing stories is story structures, like the three-act structure. I want to briefly explain why the Plot With Me videos are, I think, more useful to writers than, for example, a step-by-step instruction video or a story structure video like that really popular series I did, How to Write the Three-Act Structure. And I can completely understand why. But it's sad to me because that series I don't think is the right way to make stories. But I can completely understand the appeal as to why people would want that. You know, people want a step-by-step instruction thing. It's like I need to know what I'm doing. You can tell me what to do. So why would I just sit and watch someone come up with ideas and explain why they're coming up with ideas when there's things like step-by-step instruction videos? And it's such an easy mindset to fall into. It's the mindset that I fell into when I started learning how to write stories. And it's only the past year or two where I've really even questioned the inquiry that we make. Can we analyze stories to understand how they're made? And the assumption is, sure we can. And I'm saying, no we can't. What do we analyze instead? What do we understand instead, if not analyzing stories? I think we need to understand how to reflect. Not how to write a story, but how to reflect. Why do we reflect? Why do we create art in the first place? And that is a much harder activity to engage in and to understand what you're doing when you're engaging in it than to simply analyze a story and be given a formula or a template or a structure to fit ideas into. So that's why I can understand the appeal. But I don't think it's the right thing to do. I think it's a much harder task to engage in, to analyze reflection itself. Why do we ask the questions that we ask? Why do we explore themes of life that we explore? And how does that ultimately turn into a story that we end up telling, often in a very artistic way? And that is why I've started to create Plot With Me videos, and it's also why I stopped offering services briefly to people who want help with their stories. I just didn't feel like it was the right thing to do, to give formulas, to give expectations of what should be in a story and what's missing. It's like, I feel like this is the wrong way of thinking. And I understand it now. I understand the right way of thinking. The right way of thinking is, well, actually the right question to ask is, how do we reflect? And that's what people, I really believe that that's the process people need to engage in. And so any services that I would offer would be not offering templates and structures and an insight about what's missing in your story to make it fabulous. It would be to help you understand how you reflect and why. And what about the things that you reflect upon end up making a great story when you tell it? I hope that redirects all of your thinking in your approach to creating story. I'm Joe Webb, the storyteller. See you next time.